Hey everybody, this is Jonathan Haskell. I'm the Executive Director of YOKE.
And hello, YOKE family. I am Eli Cockrum, Program Director here at YOKE.
I know 2020 has not been the best year for a lot of people, but as we've been talking the last week or so, we really wanted to get together and share with you some of the great things that God has done through the ministry of YOKE, even in 2020. And some of those things are kind of on an organizational level. I think that's a great place to start. For one thing that I'm very thankful of is our board of directors. This year we added 4 new members to our board, bringing our total number to 12. We were joking this week that some of those guys still haven't met in person. They only know each other over Zoom, but our board has been very engaged and has really helped us weather a difficult year.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the big things going into this year that I was worried about, one, how to stay connected with our kids, and 2 was, were we going to have enough volunteers to stay connected? And very thankful for our university and our college partnerships there. They came up with some really creative ways, and it turned out that we actually ended up having one of our best recruiting years that we've had in the last 2 or 3. It was very much a blessing to see all the recruits come out.
Yeah, we're looking forward to meeting those guys in person too. And obviously, when you think about YOKE, the program is a big part of what we do. So let's think about maybe some of the ways that God has worked through our program in 2020.
Absolutely. It feels like a long time ago, but at the beginning of this year, January, Eli Smith out in Blount County, through some contacts, was able to start a brand new YOKE club at Greenback School. So that brings our total schools up to 31. Wow. And Greenback is actually in Loudoun County and brings our counties up to 6 now.
New county.
Yeah.
Great work, Eli Smith. And of course, 2020, one of the key words is virtual, right?
Absolutely.
When the quarantine kind of started back in March, we sat down as a team and I said, hey, when this is all over, whenever we get through this, I want folks to say, thank God for YOKE. So how do we get to that point? And we came up with this really detailed plan for how to really engage students and leaders virtually that involved every avenue of communication that we have. And just in those first 3 months of March, April, and May, we had more than 25,000 engagements on social media. So I think that was just a huge win for YOKE and for our community. Then in the fall, we came up with this idea for all those students that are studying at home, even when we're in lockdown and we can't have school, what are we going to do to continue to engage students? And our team came up with this idea of Tuesday Night Live that we shoot every Tuesday night right here from our studio at the YOKE House. And you can check that out if you haven't already on our YouTube channel.
And we didn't want to miss out on some of those face-to-face contacts. So when we were able to, and using all the social distance and masks and all that stuff that to keep temperature checks, that's right, to keep everybody safe and healthy. This past summer we got together a handful of times and did an evening of like field games and threw frisbees and stuff like that. We had an evening out at Navitat over there at Imes Nature Center, one of our favorite places to go as YOKE. And then here in the fall, we took, unfortunately, we weren't able to go to camp, which is a big deal for YOKE, is that time at camp. But we did take a couple of evenings throughout the month of November to get together, and we had a movie night. We took over Skate Town over in Fountain City, and we're able to get together with some of the kids face to face and keep connected with them.
Yeah, and of course through the pandemic, not only do we want to keep connecting and keep serving kids, but we've looked for ways to be good partners as well. And I was talking with our friends at the Knox Ed Foundation this week. We've helped deliver more than 1,000 meals to kids that are studying virtually in our community this year. And that's, some of our staff's been involved doing that, but our volunteers have as well.
Yeah.
I know that 2020 has been a tough year financially for a lot of organizations, but God has really been faithful even with our finances this year too.
Yeah, and we are so thankful for everybody who has supported us financially. We saw that in two of our big fundraisers this year. One, we moved our golf tournament from May to July and ended up having our best golf tournament that we've ever had.
Yeah.
It was a huge success. And then instead of our big banquet that we normally have, the big sit-down dinner, we moved that from August to October, and that was a big success as well. We were very pleased with that.
Yeah, and we can't talk about finances without talking about our MVPs, our monthly vital partners. We've got about 100 people that give to YOKE every month in amounts ranging from $5 a month to over $1,000 a month. Each month that accounts for about $12,000 worth of revenue that we just know we can count on, and that amount hasn't wavered at all.
And we cannot neglect our partner churches. We are so thankful. We know churches have been hurting during this time as well, and we just have continued to receive that support, both financially, but also we've had some churches step up and allow us to have some of the clubs meet there as well, which has been a huge blessing since we can't be in many of our school buildings right now.
Yes, absolutely. And one of the big results of that financial blessing that we've experienced this year through God's faithfulness and your generosity is that going into 2021, YOKE is finally going to be debt-free.
It's awesome.
There's still time to give in 2020. There's still time for you to make an impact through the ministry of YOKE. You can mail a check to YOKE at the address listed below, or you can give anytime online at yokeyouth.com. Thank you so much for partnering with YOKE in 2020. We're so glad to have you on the team. From all of us here at YOKE, we wish you a very Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year.